I am Most Michael, a mechatronics engineering student in the University of Nigeria in Nsukka. I am currently in my final year, my IT experience as a 400 level student. So first things first, basically one of the major problems engineering students encounter generally in Nigeria, finding an ideal IT placement. That is one of the major problems Nigerian students encounter, engineering Nigerian students. Ideal IT placement in the sense that where they will be paid, where they will learn, where they will not have to make a lot of expenses. That is what most people might imagine as an ideal IT placement. So well, I had always had somewhere in mind actually. Yeah, I'd always had somewhere in mind, somewhere in Katsina State. Yeah. For those wondering, I was born and brought up in Katsina State, but I'm an Igbo boy. I'm an Anambra boy. I was born and brought up in Katsina State, so I've been there most of my life, and I speak Hausa fluently. So I had a place in mind in Katsina where I wouldn't, because my parents are staying there, where I wouldn't have to have that expenses of maybe feeding, transport, accommodation now, where I would just go and learn, maybe get paid. My plan was rest for the first 2 weeks, then start my IT hunt, which is one of the first mistakes I made. So I would point out some mistakes IT students should avoid in the nearest future. That is, if you're an IT student looking for an IT placement. So yeah, my dad is a businessman, and they not born you in any house, you know the blue shop. An ideal Igbo man, an ideal Igbo businessman now. So during my resting time, I was basically resting in the shop. So I was just going to store, helping out, but they all knew that I would eventually go for my IT. So when it was time for my IT, then I decided to go to that ideal place I had in mind. I never really went there. I just saw, I've been seeing it. It's actually a new firm, but I've not really gone there. I've not asked questions, but I saw it and it was giving me more of a mechatronics field, like what I'm really looking for in engineering. So I went there. The first day I went there, I didn't see the manager. I spoke to someone in charge, and he was like, I should go and come back, but the manager is not around. I collected his number. The name of the firm is Easy Engineering in Katsina State. So looking at what the signboard says, it's give more of installation, CCTV camera installation, electric doors, automatic doors, automatic gates, motion detector sensor, motor detector camera, street lights. Like they sell solar panels, inverters, and they fix inverters and they mount inverters and the likes of them. So it's really sounding like something I have had that interest of doing. So but the first day I went there and I was asking the guy there whether do they fix, do they learn, do they train? And he was not really. He was giving me more of a shabby reply. I was like, it was not really what I had in mind. So that was how my interest reduced a bit from that fame. So I went back home. I asked my dad to help me and be looking out for other places. So there is this electrical engineer. He does electrical wiring for vehicles. So he normally comes to my dad's shop. He buys batteries because my dad sells spare parts. So he buys batteries. So one of these days he came and my dad spoke to him that Michael came back. He was looking for an IT placement. I was like, wow, he has places now. Why have I been stressing myself? That I should have, whenever I'm ready, that I should come. I should tell him. So I'll just send me to the place. I'll write the data, submit, and start an IT soonest. I was like, wow, so easy. So but then again, I was like, what was he talking about? Because I never really imagined myself going to a garage, staying there, where they will not pay me or something eventually. I never really imagined it. I never really thought of it. So why my dad gave me that reply, I was still pushing for the Easy Engineering. Somewhere close to our store, there was this man that fixed television, DSTV, Pro TV, he does all those repairs and solar. So it was also in my field, because one of the major things I wanted to achieve was, as an engineer, learn a skill that tallies with my field. Learn something that is related to my field. So if I graduate, at least I will have one thing that, okay, as a mechatronics engineering student, I can do this. That was my aim as an IT. That was why I told myself that I wouldn't come back from IT without learning the skill. So I was just looking for places. I wouldn't go where I would start working and I realized that no, I'm just wasting my time. So I went to meet the man, and the man was like, so he said, first of all, when I told him, he was like, okay, when I'm ready, I should come. I was like, sound ready? But then again, I just left, so I would come back later. So when I went back, I realized that he was giving me this vibe of that the government is supposed to be paying him now. It's like, no, I'll just come. Maybe like some days in a week, I will just come, learn one or two things. And it was like, no, that which one's that I want to learn? If it's solar, like I'll shop is closed, I will just come and stay and learn. He was just telling me, no, that I cannot come and stay in the shop. That what will happen is the least he can do for me is when there is a guy that fixes solar. When the guy comes by, he will call me, I'll follow him. He was just giving me this vibe. So when I went home, I told my dad was like, that I should stop disturbing myself if it's about that man, because he's already giving that vibe of he's not ready to help you. He might even give you this job and eventually, he might even give you this opportunities and eventually you'll not even learn shit. You just waste your 3 months and so you wasted doing nothing. So I just gave up on the man. So while I was doing my quest, I got the opportunity to talk to the manager for the Easy Engineering. That is the first firm I had in mind. So the first day I went with my dad, because my dad realized that the owner of the company was even his friend, his customer. Very good customer. So when we went to the man's office, an allergy to the core. So when we went to the office, he greeted my dad. Wow, how are you doing now? Your son, I was just there, innocent me. So after they finished talking, the man looked at me, asked me, hey, my boy, because he was calling me my child. He was calling me my son. How are you? I'm like, I'm fine, sir. I was just happy because I was already feeling like I've gotten an IT. Because, man, I felt that place. I would have learned a lot later. So, but he told my dad, when I asked him what I studied, I told mechatronics. He was like, wow. Let me call this engineer. Let me call this, yes, he's, what will I put him as now? But let me just say engineer. So he called one guy, the guy came in, he was like, you should talk to me, you should interview me. The guy came in, I was like, okay guy, what's up? I was like, fine. I'm already used to it, like, so most of our conversations were in house are not basically English. So he was asking me, which department I told him mechatronics. I don't know why I gave this thing a lot. Most people don't even know about mechatronics. They don't even know there is anything like mechatronics. And sometimes it pisses me off. I would have to keep explaining what we do in mechatronics engineering. Guy, Nigeria will mess you up. So, I was like, what's mechatronics? I said, we do this, we do that. It's a combination of electrical, mechanical, and computer engineering. And yes, computer engineering. Like, wow. So what do people do?
I go right at you. Not worry, man.
nigga, I fucking told you what we are doing. That's what we do. I said we didn't control systems, anything that has to do with automation and robotics. We major in that. More like anything that has to do that's the combination of both the software, electrical system and the mechanical system. I was like, wow, that's nice. Like, oh, nigga. So I was just there explaining myself. I really like him for an interview that he paid me. And I was being this confident because I felt for me to be able to be explaining like this, there's a high chance of me getting an IT there, only for me to finish. And I was like, he was talking to my dad actually. He has boys that learn work from him. He has boys that have been learning work from him. That he takes people There are some people that learn that did an internship in his hand. You take them to Saudi Arabia, they'll be working. Wow. Imagine me in Saudi Arabia cruising. So but then again he was like he never wanted to tell my dad point blank that see you pay. Nah. He was just going around the bush. That this bro, he called one bro. His name, I think it was Philip or something. How much did that person pay for it? You pay for me $1 million. He was just giving my dad saying things that they will give me certificates after my competition with my eyes. They will give me my certificates that whatever I want to go to look for work, I'll get that. So what is my dad willing to drop so I will learn? At first I looked at it, I was like, personally, to be honest, I never even saw any need for me to pay. So, but my dad was now trying to consider paying or leaving it, but I just spoke to him. I was like, when I would have loved to pay to learn is when I graduate, during the period of my internship, or when I'm just looking for work, I would have loved to come and learn skills. But this is an IT. I might pay for 6 months and end up doing 4 months, wasting my money. You understand? And generally, the university gave us 3 months. But due to normally we have to stay at home so it eventually had to span through approximately 5 months actually. So and the least you could pay is 6 months to 1 year. So imagine I was paying for 6 months and we didn't even I just finished talking my adult, I should forget about that. There are other places too that I can do my IT. So at some point it was like, oh no problem, you are the one doing the IT, not me. That was how easy engineering was cancelled off the list. Yeah.